What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now we're going to be reacting to Gervonta Davis just went wild on Floyd Mayweather after he abused Calvin Ford on live, man. Now this is crazy. Overall, though, I'm pretty sure Calvin Ford is one of Gervonta Tank Davis's personal trainers, boxing trainers and whatnot. I could be wrong though, but yeah, man, don't take my word for it. But you guys pretty much get the idea, man. Overall, not gonna do too much talking. Just gonna dive into the video, see what it's talking about. Then I'll say what I have to say at the end of the video.
Floyd situation, you know. Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness.
Floyd Mayweather just recently threw verbal jabs at Calvin Ford, Tank's trainer, as their feud continues with Tank. However, Tank was not about to let this slide.
You know, and Tank, look at him, man. He's very sharp. He's very sharp, man. You know, he was like, hold up, man. I didn't want to fight here. I wanted to fight in Texas.
The relationship between Tank and Calvin is so strong that it seems Tank is not afraid of leaving no chances of making up with Floyd. The tension between the two is continuing to rise, so let's catch you up.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation, you know. Floyd is Floyd.
For Gervonta, Tank Davis, the bond with his coach, Calvin Ford, has been his anchor and guiding force throughout his successful career.
And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we're seeing what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself.
Calvin Ford, the mastermind behind Davis's rise from the gritty streets of Baltimore to the shining lights of Las Vegas, has always been more than just a coach. He's a mentor and a father figure always in Davis's corner. Now, as we already know, Floyd and Gervonta have been going at it for a while.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me.
And when Floyd made headlines with his comments about Davis's loyalty, Ford was quick to respond. "We are dedicated, we are committed," Ford said. His words were more than a defense, they were an affirmation of the unbreakable bond he shares with Davis. Tank knows who has been with him since day one. He knows who has always been there for him, win or lose.
So you never had to tell him to do things more than once. You told him one time, or
no, he put the effort in. He was just different from most kids.
Yeah.
This declaration came on the heels of Davis's stunning knockout victory over Frank Martin, a victory that not only solidified his place among boxing's elite, but also underscored the unfortunate timing of Mayweather's public feud with him.
He supposed to say, like y'all heard my interview. I want Frank to do what he's supposed to do. Get what I'm saying? Because I know it's going to make my guy do what he's supposed to do.
Mayweather, whose own boxing career has been nothing short of legendary, has transitioned into a role that balances between mentorship and rivalry when it comes to Davis. His recent remarks about Davis's loyalty, or perceived lack thereof, was something we never expected. It was a controversial stand coming from someone who had been instrumental in shaping Davis's early career.
They fought in that building. That was a great building. He wanted everybody to see his name on the wall, just like everybody else, you know.
Ford wasn't about to let Mayweather's words go unchallenged. In a strong defense of his protege, he accused Mayweather of forgetting his roots and undermining Davis's achievements. "We all have a past," Ford said cryptically. "It's easy for Mayweather to throw stones from his glass mansion now that he's retired on top. But let's not forget where he came from, the same hard streets that Tank did." Ford's commitment to Davis goes beyond the ring.
Of greatness, you know, and that's all we're doing is chasing it. You know, everybody talk about his legacy. His legacy don't stop until he hang his gloves up and say he's done. You know, that's what legacy is.
He's been there through the highs and lows, the victories and the setbacks. This relationship is built on mutual respect and a shared journey from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of the sport. However, in an unexpected turn of events, Floyd Mayweather Jr. took to social media live to address the recent comments made by Calvin Ford. The live session was quite interesting, showcasing Mayweather in a rare form as he unloaded a barrage of verbal jabs at both Ford and Davis.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the stories of this. When Tank signed with Floyd, I remember I stayed down here 3 months again. You know, God bless Twiggy, man. I miss her, man. Twiggy was Floyd's assistant, man. She talked me through it.
Mayweather, known for his undefeated record and sharp tongue, didn't hold back as he criticized Ford for his defense of Davis's loyalty. Calvin needs to stay in his lane, Mayweather began. He's out here talking about loyalty when he doesn't even understand the meaning of the word.
I think I'm bigger than the F1 series. I don't know. But I appreciate, man. I appreciate everybody, man.
Mayweather's tirade continued as he accused Ford of riding on Davis's coattails, claiming that without Davis, Ford would be just another unknown coach. Let's get one thing straight, Mayweather continued. Tank is where he is because of me. I took him under my wing when no one else would.
You know, but again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said this is the true colors of a person that's coming out, man.
The session saw Mayweather in a no-holds-barred mode. He questioned Ford's contribution to Davis's career and suggested that Ford was exploiting Davis for his gain. Calvin is nothing but a leech, Mayweather declared. He's been living off Tank's success, and now he wants to talk about dedication and commitment? Please. As for Davis, Mayweather's words were equally harsh. He criticized Davis for what he perceived as a lack of gratitude and respect for the opportunities Mayweather had provided him.
Set you off that you was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me.
I showed Tank the ropes, I made him a star, and this is how he repays me? By siding with someone who hasn't done half of what I've done for him? After all this, Davis, in now deleted tweets, threw more counter jabs to Floyd saying, "You've been talking and talking, time to shut up. I promised you I'd knock you out and I still will. You say you had all these good intentions. If you had, you wouldn't be jealous of me. Guy is just jealous of me."
Floyd don't never, he felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. When Floyd was 29.
For Ford, Mayweather's accusations are a direct challenge to his credibility and dedication as a coach.
Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows.
Ford's defense of Davis was rooted in years of hard work, sacrifice, and a genuine bond that goes beyond professional obligations. Mayweather's dismissal of Ford's contributions undermines the struggles and efforts that have brought Davis to his current status.
If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props.
On the other hand, Mayweather's perspective comes from his own experience and accomplishments in the boxing world. Having built an empire based on his undefeated record and business acumen, Mayweather sees himself as the architect of Davis's success. His frustration with Davis's perceived ingratitude is understandable, given the investment and belief he placed in the young boxer. What's interesting here is that even before this, some time back, Ford had already predicted that Gervonta and Tank were going to part ways. Perhaps this is the kind of vision that a good coach needs.
Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that.
Ford had offered his thoughts on the matter, acknowledging Davis's significant achievements under Mayweather's guidance. He believed that Davis would remain with his core team for the foreseeable future. Over recent years, Davis had emerged as a pay-per-view headliner with broad appeal, drawing in audiences beyond the traditional boxing fan base. It's about good business, Ford said. The people in our circle who bring the business to the table, that's where the decisions are made. Davis and Mayweather were always going to do business together because they're all in the same circle. Ford's reference to the same circle pointed to Al Heyman, the influential manager and creator of Premier Boxing Champions, the outfit under which Davis fought.
We both learning. You know, he's the fighter make the coach who they are, and the coach make the fighter who they are. So we got to go through our growing pains.
Heyman, who also managed Mayweather when he was an active fighter, was presumed to handle the most consequential aspects of Davis's career. As long as Davis and Heyman remained aligned, Ford suggested that any quibbles with Mayweather should be viewed as minor rather than fundamental issues. Al is like a dad to Floyd, Ford said, drawing an analogy. Now Heyman is doing the same thing for Davis. I look at that situation. Al is like the dad and Floyd is like Mayweather's uncle and trainer. Roger to Tank, you get it? Ford emphasized that differences were natural, but the focus should remain on good business. He touched on the successful partnership between Davis and Mayweather, attributing their achievements to a solid business foundation. You're going to see the differences. At the same time, it's about good business. At the end of the day, look at what they've done together. They're the best in boxing. As Davis's star continued to rise, Ford acknowledged that it was only natural for him to become more curious about the business side of the sport. This curiosity, Ford stated, could lead to occasional conflicts with his closest associates. He drew a parallel with Mayweather's own career, noting that Mayweather had gone through similar experiences as a professional.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Davis just wants to be able to have his say and learn how Floyd learned, Ford explained. It's time for him to really understand what he's doing other than just fighting. Ford believed that Davis's desire to understand the business aspects of boxing mirrored Mayweather's journey. He emphasized that Davis, like many young boxers who looked up to Mayweather, wanted to follow in his footsteps. This meant navigating the same transitions and challenges that Mayweather had faced.
Last round. Hey, did everything good. Everything done already. What is Macklin's career, baby? Huh?
Ford noted that Mayweather often spoke about respecting talent over money, a sentiment that Davis was beginning to appreciate as he matured in his career. If you look at how Floyd did his career, you gotta remember those young men grew up looking up to Floyd, so they don't want the same thing he wants. Tank is just going through the same transitions that Floyd went through. Nothing different. Floyd said in his interviews that he respected talent, not the money.
Follow him on all his social media platforms. Follow my guy, future world champion.
Ford's comments touched on the complex dynamics at play in Davis's career. At this time, the relationships between Davis, Mayweather, and Heyman were delicate, linked together by business interests, personal bonds, and professional aspirations. Despite the occasional conflicts, Ford remained optimistic about the future, believing that the strong foundation built by these key figures would continue to support Davis's growth and success in the sport.
Well, and there's an elbow for a guy.
Good body shot. Second warning.
Good here is just...
As the boxing world watched, the evolving relationship between Davis and Mayweather was proof to the challenges and triumphs that define professional sports. According to Ford, the tensions and transitions were part of the journey, shaping Davis into a more well-rounded and independent athlete. Ford's insights provided a glimpse into the inner workings of this high-stakes world, where loyalty, ambition, and business view intersected.
Guess what? Sparring and fighting is two different things. And y'all know how we carry it. Guess what? You can't make no mistakes from 1 to 12.
Also, Ford's analogy of Heyman as a father figure and Mayweather as a mentor similar to an uncle underscored the familial ties that often underpin professional relationships in boxing. This perspective offered a more nuanced understanding of the current situation, suggesting that despite the surface-level conflicts, there was a deep-rooted support system in place for Davis.
You know, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
Ford had always seen potential in Davis, even from a young age. He knew that for Davis to truly reach the pinnacle of the sport, he would need to understand every facet of the game, not just the physical demands, but the intricate business dealings that could make or break a career. Ford was not surprised by the growing tension between Davis and Mayweather. In fact, he had anticipated it. Tank is growing, Ford said. He's starting to see the bigger picture. When you get to his level, you want more control over your career. It's natural. Floyd went through it too. It's part of becoming a champion, not just in the ring, but in life. Ford explained that these growing pains were a crucial part of Davis's development. The clashes with Mayweather were not personal attacks, but rather a manifestation of Davis's desire to take charge of his destiny. It was a rite of passage, something that every great fighter needed to go through to truly understand what it meant to be at the top.
At what moment in time did you know Tank was a special fighter as a kid? Like, what was that one moment? Was it that Russian kid? That moment? Or?
No, I mean, he beat me to the gym.
Huh? Oh,
beat you again.
Really? So you show up at like what, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and what, he'd be there?
No, he was just always there.
Tank wants to learn, Ford continued. He wants to know why decisions are made, not just what decisions are made. That's important. That's how you become great. Floyd knows this, and I think deep down he respects it, even if it causes some friction now. Now, in Ford's perspective, while it's clear that Mayweather had been a mentor, a guide who had shown Davis the ropes and helped him navigate the treacherous waters of professional boxing, it was also clear that as Davis grew, so did his ambition.
That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah.
He wanted to carve out his own path, to make his own decisions, and to understand the business that had made him a star. And while we are all surprised by whatever is going on between Floyd and Tank, Ford saw this as a positive development. He believed that Davis's desire to learn and to take control of his career was a sign of maturity. It showed that Davis was not content with just being a fighter. He wanted to be a businessman, a decision maker, and a leader. This, Ford believed, was the mark of a true champion.
Roger never got Trainer of the Year when Floyd was Fighter of the Year.
Yeah.
His dad never got Trainer of the Year. So, I've been openly expressing that. And I think it's time that Calvin gets his just due.
Yeah.
Which holds some truth to it. If you analyze the situation deeper, you'll realize that Tank and Mayweather began their beef when Tank decided to leave Mayweather Promotions. For Davis, leaving Mayweather Promotions was not a decision made lightly. However, the allure of forging his path and the potential to revolutionize how boxing is consumed globally was too compelling to pass up. "It's time for me to take control of my career," Davis said in a statement. "Amazon believes in my vision, and together, we're going to bring boxing to a whole new audience."
See, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of this.
Deal, he don't know about that yet, but that's bigger than his deal.
The partnership also includes initiatives aimed at nurturing young talent in boxing. Amazon and Davis plan to establish a series of gyms and training programs designed to discover and develop future champions. This itself makes Ford's prediction really accurate. Gervonta ISD transitioning to an adult now, and like he says, it's time he takes control. As for Mayweather Promotions, the departure of their star fighter marks a significant turning point. While they have wished Davis well in his future endeavors, it's clear that his exit leaves a void that will be challenging to fill. With Amazon's backing, Davis is poised to not only continue his reign in the ring, but also redefine what it means to be a champion in the modern era.
See, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of this.
Deal, he don't know about that yet, but that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And now that even Leonard Ellerbe is leaving Mayweather Promotions while still backing up Davis, it seems like the future is bright for Tank and not really the same case in Floyd's future.
Our shit is handled differently from how other people handle their shit.
Now, the bond between Tank Davis and Ford began through Ford's son, Quadir Gurley, who worked closely with Davis. When Gurley moved to New Jersey with his mother, he left a heartfelt message for his father. "I need you to stay with Shorty Davis because you'll be a good role model for him," Gurley told Ford. From that point on, Davis remained closely attached to Ford.
What's your best Tank story?
My best Tank story. Oh, when we used to go on the Nationals, he used to get in their room and pour water. He still do that too.
Davis's childhood was challenging. He had bounced around in foster care and group homes because his mother struggled with addiction and his father was in prison. At the time, he wandered into the Upton Boxing Center. He was living with his grandmother. Despite these hardships, Davis found stability and guidance under Ford's mentorship. "Calvin has always been that male figure in my life," Davis said. "I think a lot of kids who were coming up around the time I was coming up needed that father figure. I really wasn't getting that at home." This relationship provided Davis with the support he needed to focus on his boxing career. However, Davis wasn't the most naturally gifted fighter Ford had mentored, but he was the most focused. In a community where the streets constantly called, this focus was invaluable. Ford recalled many fighters he had lost to the violence and dangers of the streets. Ramon Manley, his first Silver Gloves national champion, was executed. Ronald Gibbs, a nationally ranked amateur with Olympic dreams, also faced the same fate while defending his sister. Angelo Ward, a promising super featherweight, was shot outside his home.
When I talk to him, I'm not talking to little Tank anymore. I'm talking to the grown man Tank.
for being with him for so many years, it's amazing.
I feel it sometimes, even sitting here talking to you, Ford said, reflecting on the losses that had deeply impacted him and shaped Davis's outlook on life. These tragedies were not just stories. They were lessons for Davis, who saw these fighters as older brothers. I was younger than those guys, Davis said. It was just learning from their mistakes. I know what to do and what not to do. I was traveling when I was 10, so I'd seen bigger things than Baltimore. My mindset was a little different from everyone else's. Everyone else was to remain in the streets. I was so focused on getting out of the hood in the streets. My focus was boxing. That was my escape. I kept that path and stayed close to my coaches. We're here now.
Matter of fact, before they stopped it, I said every time I stop somebody, I call it out.
Every time he come in the corner and talk to him, I said, yo, what you doing? He'll look this way, he'll look this way.
One of the most painful losses for both Ford and Davis was the murder of Gurley, Ford's son. Gurley was shot to death in New Jersey in July 2013, just one day after Davis knocked out Rafael Cassius to improve to 4-0. His son trained me, and I had a tight bond with his son, Davis said. His son was a real deal guy. I think that I got that energy from his son, and then it carried on from the son to the father. As Davis spoke, Ford sat next to him and nodded quietly, sharing the weight of the loss. Now, with an impressive record, Davis credited Ford for saving his life. Ford, in turn, felt that Davis and other kids like him had saved his life. The kids kept me straight, Ford said. I can't tell a kid to not do something and do it myself, so I had to keep my head screwed on straight.
He's one of the guys that held a lot of this, like this whole family together. Him with Kenny.
Ford's message to Davis was grounded in the wisdom he gained over his unusual journey. Live your life to the fullest, Ford advised. You only have one life. Be kind while you're doing it. He emphasized the importance of kindness and love over fear and intimidation. You want people to love you or fear you. I'd rather have people love me than fear me, because if they fear you, they'll do something to you.
And whatnot, you know. I remember Tank told me that one time. I said, yo, don't you like living? Because we like living too. So, you know, but I'm just trying to just figure it out. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm by myself, but my Lord knows best.
The relationship between Davis and Ford was not just about boxing. It was about survival, growth, and mutual support. Ford had been a pillar in Davis's tumultuous life, providing the stability and guidance Davis needed to stay focused and out of trouble. In turn, Davis's dedication and success had given Ford purpose and kept him grounded. As Davis's career progressed, the bond between the two men only grew stronger.
Every fight, Tank come and tell me, I'm going to knock him out. He'll tell me, I'm going to knock him out.
Ford's mentorship went beyond training sessions and boxing strategies. It encompassed life lessons and emotional support. This unique relationship was a testament to the transformative power of mentorship and the impact it could have on young lives, especially in communities plagued by violence and instability. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more updates. See you next time.
But yeah, man, that is the end of the video. So let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section, and overall subscribe for more content, man. But my opinion on this whole situation, pretty crazy though. But Floyd Mayweather disrespecting, you know, Calvin Ford is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Overall, it's good that it's good that Gervonta Davis stick with Calvin Ford. You get what I mean? Simply because Calvin Ford has been there since day one. You get what I mean? Day one. You get what I mean? So if you really look at it, Calvin Ford is basically kind of like a father to Gervonta Davis. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. We pretty sure we all do know at this point that, you know, a lot of people reach a new level in their career and they just switch up on their day ones. You get what I mean? They completely let the fame or the money or whatever it might be get to their head. You get what I mean? But Gervonta Davis is not like that. But overall, I'm not saying Floyd Mayweather didn't do anything for Gervonta Davis. You get what I mean? We all do know Floyd Mayweather helped Gervonta Davis a lot in his career. You get what I mean? He definitely did help him a lot to reach that level that he is today in his boxing career. You get what I mean? A lot of people do know Gervonta Davis simply because of Floyd Mayweather. You get what I mean? But yeah, man. Overall, Floyd Mayweather did do a lot for Gervonta Davis, but he's just not like Calvin Ford. You get what I mean? Floyd was not there from day one. And not only that, bro, it seems like, you know, Floyd is also getting jealous or, you know, getting some kind of envy for Gervonta Davis simply because he's reaching a higher peak than Floyd Mayweather ever did, if you get what I mean, at a very young age as well. So that's pretty impressive. But if you're helping someone, you'd want to help them to the point where, you know, they reach a higher point than you ever did. You get what I mean? But Floyd is not like that whatsoever. Although Floyd Mayweather does want to help Gervonta Davis. He did help Gervonta Davis. He just didn't want Gervonta Davis to ever surpass him. You get what I mean? He always wanted Gervonta Davis to be like, you know, at least a step below him, at least. You get what I mean? You can pretty much say Floyd just wanted to be the big dog, but nope. Gervonta Davis surpassed him, and now Floyd Mayweather is pretty much mad. You get what I mean? But overall, I don't know, man. Don't want to go on an absolute yap spree, but you guys pretty much get the idea, man. So I'm going to end the video here. Let me know what y'all think. And if you did make it to the end of the video, subscribe for more content. And peace out.